Vivi, and I'm going to be doing Ethany's 31 Days of Tarot this year. It's my first time participating in it, and it's also my first time posting spiritual related content on my channel. I think I'll talk about the history of my channel in another video, but it's a big part of my life, my spiritual leanings, like tarot, obviously, and crystals and yoga and meditation, a whole bunch of stuff. So yeah, I'm excited to talk about it and be a part of the community and connect with people, especially that. I want to connect with more people about these passions of mine. So let's begin. I have my laptop open here. Oh, you can see a skateboard right there. That's my fiance's skateboard. Okay. I'm just going to rotate this. There we go. Sacred space, right? What's a sacred space without a skateboard? Okay. Okay, so the first question is, what tarot goodies did the holiday season bring? So this is the Aquarius Tarot, not to be confused with the Aquarian Tarot, Aquarius. I really love the backs of it. And it's not in order because I've been using it. And so basically, oh wow, this is my first time doing this. I watched so many YouTube videos of people sharing their decks, and this is my first time sharing a deck. Wow. Okay, so this is the Aquarius Tarot. It's a like a 60s psychedelic themed tarot, and it's just the classic Rider-Waite-Smith deck, but with the coloring, and you can see here, is this backwards on there? Ace of Pentacles. Yeah, so the ones that would have writing on them are all psychedelic. The moon. But you see, it kind of looks like the classic tarot. You've got the High Priestess looking down there. I like that. And I don't have a Rider-Waite-Smith deck anymore. I got one a long time ago. Again, I'll do a whole video about my journey with tarot. But I had in the end, a mini one is all I had left. And I lent it to my friend, and I kind of just didn't ask for it back. I was like, you can kind of keep it. Let me see, I just want to show you the full card on this deck because it's my favorite. Oh, actually, the star card is so beautiful. And it's a pet peeve of mine when they don't have the 5 streams for the 5 different senses. So I'm really happy that this deck has that. Where she's pouring one of them onto the land and then one into the collective unconscious there. The next one I got, it just arrived either yesterday or the day before. It's the, what's it called? Starseed Oracle. And it's by the same people who made the Work Your Light Oracle, Rebecca Campbell and Danielle Knoll. So what I did is I combined the Work Your Light and the Starseed Oracle into one massive deck. So here is the backs of the Starseed. And they have lavender here. And then the backs of the Work Your Light are with the roses. So I haven't really decided how I'm going to work with it together. I use this only for myself, usually for meditation. So I don't think I'm going to complicate it too much. I might draw one of each in the beginning, working with them together. I actually drew one. You can see it here today. Okay, so I'll tell you the story about that. Oh. That's my fiance. Oh, I'm so nervous. This is my first video. Okay. Ooh. Okay, so this is the Whale and Orca Elders. Share your song, frequency of sound, diving deep. Those are the keywords on there. And it's so beautiful. And I was nervous about posting my video or recording it even. And I made a whole intro song of my altar. You probably saw it at the beginning of this video. I did that last night for New Year's Eve because I was like, cool, I'm going to start doing this. And I just needed a little boost of confidence. And then this one came up and it says, share your song. So it's awesome. My fiance actually made the song. I gave him, he does jingles and he's a musician. And I was like, oh, can you make me a jingle? And he's like, of course. And the jingle was inspired by like sunny mysticism. Wow, I need to get better at talking. But this is from the Starseed. Okay, this isn't the whole thing, but it's the Universe Has Your Back Oracle, but the new one I got was Super Attractor by the same creator, Gabrielle Bernstein. So the Super Attractor cards have this backing, and again, I did the same thing, I combined them. Part of the deck is still back there. It was kind of hard to pull out the whole thing. So it's actually bigger. But that's the Super Attractor cards, and then the Universe Has Your Back is the gold backs. And I just really love the artwork and the sentiment. It's about moving from fear to love. That's what the Universe Has Your Back is about. I'll show you cards. This is from Super Attractor. It says, I feel my way into faith one step at a time. So I feel like both of these decks are about surrender. Let's see. Each time I choose to tune into spirit, guidance of the highest truth shows up for me. And this new deck is a little bit more colorful. This is another one from the Super Attractor. What does this one say? I am kind and loving towards others while creating clear boundaries that protect my good feelings and emotions, or good feeling emotions. And yeah, it's about, I think it's like law of attraction, getting into the right vibration, if you will. I don't believe in ignoring negative emotions. That's what processing is for. That's what I use my tarot for a lot. But the goal, I think, is to get into this like living in the moment. And living in the moment is easier when you're having some good feelings, I guess. And I don't know, I guess it's also important to this is the back and forth I have in my head, like the duality of it. Yeah, it's also important to be in the moment when we're having those harder feelings. That's actually what helps us navigate them. But yeah, this one raises the vibes. I am the dreamer of my dream. That's from The Universe Has Your Back. And I like this one because it's a reminder that this reality, as I perceive it, is an illusion, but also very real. Oh man. I could get into a whole talk about that. So 2 of them were a gift, the 2 oracle decks from my fiance. They're on my wish list. And then this one I got for myself. And I also ordered, with some Christmas money, the Sacred Creators Oracle, but it hasn't arrived yet. And I'm so excited about that. I'm going to be using it, I think, aesthetically speaking, with my Moonchild Tarot. And I just want to share 2 crystals I got. This one was from my fiance. It's a nice labradorite. And this citrine I picked up for myself on the same day with that Christmas money. They're so beautiful. Okay. I'll tell a whole story about these in another video. There's this remarkably synchronistic experience that happened when I picked these up. I hope the sound is good on this phone. I have a microphone, but I wanted to do a simple setup, just set up and shoot. So we'll see how it turns out. Anyways, I'm going to do, I think I'm going to do 5 altogether for today because I saw Sparkle Divine Tarot do that. I think her name is Havana. I don't know, I like her channel a lot. And so I think I'm going to do that too because this is just so nerve-wracking, my first time. So I just want to kind of get it over with. So the next question is the top 5 tarot decks of 2019. Now I didn't prepare, I just wanted to kind of improvise. So let me think. I edged it myself. It's the Textured Tarot. I think Lisa McLaughlin. These are the backs. And, ooh, King of Pentacles, first one to show. I just love this deck. I didn't get it last year, but I used it a lot last year. I've had it, I think, since 2018. That's the King of Wands. I just really love it. What type of readings do I do with this? Let's see. I just use this for any kind. I really like when people talk about how they use the decks they have. So I'm trying to be conscious of doing that. Here's the Knight of Cups. I use this just in general readings. When I use it combined with her, what's it called? Life design cards. When I use it with this, it's usually, because these are very proactive things that you can do, like take a past, present, future walk, maintain momentum. It's like when I'm trying to get into a more active state of being, and like maybe do a task or keep the momentum going on a project. I do lots of creative projects. And so, oh, and this is also a very artistic deck in that it's like layered with different media, like fabric and digital and like illustration, I think. Knight of Pentacles. This one I struggle with, the 5 of Wands, because I guess in traditional Rider-Waite, it's like competitiveness, and this looks like angry competitiveness. Can you see? Because of fire, but Wands are fire, and like I don't always want to be angry when I'm competitive. Like I want to have like healthy competition. So I guess actually maybe because this is triggering, that means I need to work on my competitive side. The Devil. This one's cool because it's like a reflection. We all have that inside us, right? We have the Lovers here with the loose chains on their neck. Oh my goodness. I have a window open right in front of the camera because I wanted to use natural light. Okay, let's see. I want to show you the Fool card because I really love the Fool. Ah! House of Cards, 7 of Cups. So here we have like a blank slate of a person. Like let's say it's like our soul. And then here, there's these masks here. And it's diving into this like material world and into this world where we have to, well, we don't have to, but it helps to have identities. It's like, you know, when you're a teenager, you're trying on a lot of different identities. I'm still going through that, I feel like in terms of careers. But are our careers our identities? That's one of the questions I ask myself when I pull this card. And it has the little dog, but it's kind of like a ghost. Oh, and he looks like, I think Ziggy Stardust, David Bowie. I hope that's the right reference. But it's definitely David Bowie. Let's see if I can focus it. And David Bowie was the king of switching up his identity with each album. So that's so awesome. Okay, look how perfectly it matches. So this is, I think everyone's sharing this deck. It's the Light Seer's Tarot. It's the one that comes edged in green. And I love this deck. Okay. Oh, the Fool. So it's interesting seeing how different decks show the Fool card. In the last one, it's like about identity and embodying our most authentic self, which is what I think the tarot journey is really about, like getting to the point where we can express our most authentic self in the world, hopefully without having to overthink it. But this one is more like surrendering to the journey. Let's see if it's focused. She's like falling back into this pool of life. And I really like that she's holding this crystal here, because I feel like she's like the center of this crystal grid. I love crystal grids. So it's like that intention, you know, you put the center stone of a crystal grid is that intention that you want to manifest or release, let's say. And so, oh, focus. Yeah, it's like she's the crystal at the center of her own crystal grid. And then this is the seed of life, and everyone is like a seed of life and the flower of life, and we're all interconnected with our own intentions, and it's just beautiful. This brings up so many different thoughts for me. Here we have the Star. Oh shoot, am I gonna have to focus this each time? The Star card. So this one speaks to like the hopefulness of and guidance that comes with the Star. She's kind of like being pulled by her heart, and that's truly what we should be doing. Well, not should, but I ascribe to that. Subscribe to that. Following your heart. Let's see here. Strength. I want to tell a story about, not my own story, but I'm reading the book Mary Magdalene Revealed, and there's a story about this woman who faces a lion, and she has fierce grace. And I believe this is one of the keywords for this card in Chris Ann's guidebook. Chris Ann is the creator of this deck, but one of the keywords is fierce grace. Ooh, shaking. That's the Six of Swords. So here you see, in like the traditional Rider-Waite, you see the back of the person. Here you see the front of her. And that's what I like about this deck. It's about moving forward. This is still moving away from something that no longer serves us, but I like that you see like the positive aspect of it, like the light that she's moving towards. I don't know, just like a little tiny flip in perspective. Ooh, I love this one. Four of Wands, celebration. I like that it's also not like a traditional, like usually I think of wedding when I see the Rider-Waite. It just looks like a wedding to me with like a huppah. That's a Jewish thing. Like that little tent. But I like that this is like a music festival. And that it's like the spirit of celebrating and togetherness. Queen of Cups. This is the one I most identify with. This and the King of Wands are my two that I identify with a lot. Fire and water. This is the Luna Soul Tarot. This is, you know what, they're not in order. Because I think my number one is the Light Seers last year, even though I got it towards the end of the year. But the rest after that are all even, maybe. This is the Luna Soul Tarot. And I like it because it just is very clearly illustrated. You have some emotion in it. That's the Nine of Swords. So you see the anxiety keeping her up at night. Here we have King of Cups. Aw, I feel like he's offering his heart and emotional guidance there. Let's see. Four of Cups. That's me a lot. I get into cycles where I stay in a lot, and there's this sunshine outside, but it just, nothing seems like a great option because I have to work stuff out inside. Within. Let's Ten of Cups, happy family. Where are the 10 Cups? Oh, okay. There's 5 in their hands and then 5 floating in the air. I love that. The harmony that comes with a happy family. Here we have the Emperor. And he looks kind of traditional here with his leg crossed. Not like the Rider-Waite where, I think in the Rider-Waite he's looking straight forward. But this one, he's looking to the Empress, looking to her, looking to the heart and compassion to guide his actions. Wow, I didn't know I'd be talking so much about my interpretations of the cards. Last one, 7 of Discs, kind of reevaluating how we're going to move forward. Nice. Okay. This is one of my soul decks, and I backed it myself. It's the Tarot of Transformation. It used to have purple backs, but holographic. I had to do it. I saw it on, there's a tarot deck out there that has these backs, and the artwork is like black and white, but I just, so pretty. It took a long time, and maybe I'll explain how I did it. I learned how to do it, I think, from Boho Tarot. I don't know that she did vinyl, but I know she did a video about rebacking cards. I think it was Boho Tarot. So I applied that. Okay, so this is the Tarot of Transformation. And all these decks, this one comes with a really good guidebook. So does the Light Seers Tarot. And the other 2 I mentioned don't come with an extensive guidebook. I'll focus this. Okay. And it's just a very healing deck. I definitely use this when I need like crone type guidance. I use it as an oracle along with the spiritual tarot because I do very spiritually healing readings with these 2 decks. So, this is like the see-through card that comes with it, with the Tree of Life. I follow the Kabbalistic interpretations. Specifically, I use Boda, the builders of the Addendum. I don't know how to say it. Here we go. So this is Tarot of the Spirit. I don't know if I said that. And it's very Kabbalistic. So I like, and this deck is very, they have their own interpretations of the cards. So I really do use it more as an oracle. But like together, I just think they're so pretty together. I have them all mixed up here. They balance, like the esoteric stuff, I feel like you can get really, in your head. And yeah, and this one is just like evocative, really evocative. But then look at the colors together. Like this one, like I feel this one on its own is very like, you can see the primary colors a lot. But then when you put this next to it, it brings out these like softer purples. So aesthetically, it's balances each other out. And then also in terms of their meanings, they balance each other out. Oh, I love the Rainbow Bridge card. 7 of Swords. Wow. And then this is 3 of Earth works. Aren't they so pretty together? Like now I'm seeing more of the red here. Yeah, so I use this for spiritual type connection, light work, like bringing light to the shadow, like I guess bringing a sense of love and acceptance to those parts of me that are feeling unlovable. It's like, I know I'm always worthy of love, but sometimes it's hard for that part to believe that. Like getting the rational mind and the emotional mind on the same page is a journey. This is actually kind of like helps my emotional mind, and this one helps my rational mind work together. Okay, and then that was 5 decks. Okay. The next one is top 5 Oracle decks of 2019. So I'm going to count this one as a tarot, but I use it like an oracle. This is the Life Design Cards by Lisa McLaughlin. And they are beautiful. She's currently redesigning them, so I don't think this version is going to be available anymore unless you find it for trade or on eBay. But it's based on permaculture principles. I like the idea of permaculture because it's like looking at the whole ecosystem. And if we look at our life like a whole ecosystem that needs to be balanced, it's just nice principles to follow. Determine what's going to help. Very practical too. I guess when I use this with the Tarot of Transformation, I do get very practical readings versus like super emotional readings, which I think I get more with the Light Seers Tarot. Yeah, this is more practical and earthy. This is supposed to represent the 10 principles of permaculture, which I actually don't. I feel like I would have learned more about permaculture through working with this deck, but I think I really know nothing about it. This is discern helpful and unhelpful patterns, and you see like a swirling pattern, like can you swirl down, like downward spiral or upward spiral, and then each card has this spider web on it because you're weaving a balanced life. Well, I said each card and then we get this card. So some of them I think are based on zodiac signs and seasons. I like this one a lot. It's play, rejoice, celebrate. It reminds me of the sun card. Are these in focus? I am so sorry if they're not in focus. Yeah, it reminds me of the sun card. I think this is called the Wisdom Keepers Oracle. And it's based on, I can't remember what it's based on, like 64 I Ching. No. I forget what it is. The Wisdom Keeper's Inner Guidebook, and it's based on, okay, 64 Faces of Awakening. It's very specific, that's why, yeah. Oh, there it is. It's based on Gene Keys. So each one has a keyword and a beautiful face. I think that's a transmutation. Naturalness. And in the guidebook, each one has a story that illustrates that gene key along with the keyword. And I, for the most part, like the stories. Sometimes I feel like how they get from point A to point B is kind of rushed because it's like you can only write like 2 pages in the guidebook. And so it's like, well, how did the character in the story get that insight? Like, I can kind of see it. I think I'm a storyteller, so I'm hypercritical of myself, and I think that's carrying over. So sorry to this creator. Oh, there it is. Rosie Aronson. Yeah. That one's cool. I have been trying to use this with the Aquarius Tarot because they both look really psychedelic, right? Like those colors. I don't know if you've ever done psychedelics before, but you get a lot of this in the way you start seeing the world. Like you see patterns everywhere, and yeah, you see the beauty of life. Freedom. Here's one more. Invention. And of course, I feel like this looks like Albert Einstein, right? Look at him. That's Al. And he has, what are some of the symbols? There's like DNA on his third eye there. There's a rabbit on his neck. And she doesn't talk about the symbols in the guidebook. They're just more there for your intuition to draw upon. But the stories reveal a lot. And then here, ooh, you're going to see my camera setup. It's on my chair right now. And look at this mess. Oh, wow. I'm going to have to put these cards away. But this card, I'll point it towards me, is, whoa. It really distorts your face. It's like a surprise card. It's, what's your story? Yeah, it just makes you really reflect and probably have to journal after that. These are Mana cards, M-A-N-A, and it also comes with a really great guidebook. I think Oracle decks should always come with a really great guidebook because, well, actually, no. I have some that are, I use more just for the imagery intuitively. But this one is based on Hawaiian culture. And I'm definitely no expert in that. And so the guidebook is really helpful. So I don't usually read with reversals, but this is one of the decks that I do because I think a few of the cards have reversed meanings, and I'll see if we can find it. This one is called Kane. It's just so, so beautiful. And like the islands are like, they have this mana energy. I talk about it like I've been there, but I actually have not been to Hawaii yet. Maybe for our honeymoon. La Mau Mau. I don't know if I said that right. Let me find a card that I've pulled before. Oh, here's actually one that has reversed, like literally written on the top and the bottom. There's one that I pulled that was so helpful last year, like in trusting that I'm safe, and it wasn't this one, but I really like this one a lot. I believe she's the patron goddess of the hula, Laka. And I used to be a dancer, so I really liked having her energy with me. Okay, where is it? Okay, I found her. Haumea. And of course, I don't know if I'm saying it right. But having her energy with me, like I felt like I was intentionally trusting that things were coming into our lives, like financially speaking, and like abundance type mindset, like that we're supported by Mother Earth or Haumea. I don't know that she's actually Mother Earth, but she has that type of meaning in that culture. So beautiful. This is Connected and Free, the Alchemist's Oracle by Inner Hue. This one's Resistance. And this is one that I use intuitively. it helps bring more meaning into a reading, into like, if I have a card that I need clarification on. I also use it for chakra readings. I'll lay out all the chakra cards. Or sometimes I actually don't lay out the chakra cards, but I'll have, so like I'll have a spot for each chakra. And if this one comes up, let's say in the throat chakra position, that means all is well here. If it shows up in a different chakra, like if the throat chakra shows up in the sacral chakra, maybe expressing your truth, when you start doing that, it creates not a blockage, but inhibits the sacral chakra, let's say like sexually in a relationship, because like maybe your truth doesn't feel attractive. There's a belief there, something like that. Fear. I like this one. It's like, you see the shadow, but it's like you see the shoes there, but it's not really there. Higher knowledge, right? Oh no, receiving frequency. There's an owl card in here called higher knowledge. Wow, my arm's getting tired. Receiving frequency. I usually sit in meditation. And that's when I get my biggest insights. It's like the cards help my conscious mind, but like connecting with the super conscious through meditation and also the subconscious. I get the most insights. I love Hamzas. My family is Jewish, specifically on my mom's side, Moroccan Jewish. And this is a big thing in that culture. Now, it confused me at first that it was associated with instincts, because like when the Hamsa is like this, it's more protection from the evil eye, right there. But when it's like this, it's like receiving. So I guess applying instinct, the idea of instincts, to that concept, like finding the connection between that, brings something new up in every reading. So it's cool. High flying. I'll do one more. Oh, that's another one I struggled with. Initiation. But we talked about earlier about this being like a dream reality to me. And I used to have a dream catcher anklet that I got from a Native American seller. That was like a reminder for me, like walking in this reality and seeing through the illusions. Just like a dream catcher might catch like the scary dreams in your sleep, I was catching the fearful thoughts in my waking life. Now, initiation, how would I connect that to the dream catcher? I don't know, it was part of my initiatory experience in this life. Seeing through things, seeing past the fear. Okay, this will be the last one. Pleasure and pain. Each of these keys, like what does each key open up to? Okay, this is definitely my favorite. Here we go. Will I get it? Oh, cool. This is the Soul Space Oracle by Jen Berlingo, I think is how you say her name. I follow her on Instagram and I really love her posts because she's an artist and she posts lots of beautiful art like this. And this deck has been so special to me. It's just so intuitive and watery, and it has words like vulnerable, which I feel like I always need the reminder to be vulnerable. And you see the tears here, like it's just like the connected and free. It can help clarify meanings. It could be used on its own. enough. This one always looks like an avocado to me. And like a part of it is like inflamed, like it's too ripe. Like maybe you've waited enough time. It's so funny. Like my mind feels naked right now. Like I'm really sharing what I see in these pictures. Intuition. It's kind of like the star card, huh? You can follow the guidance intuitively. Let's see, where's my favorite? This one's not my favorite, but I learned a new word, Maitri, loving kindness. Ritual. It took me a while to realize this was a sound bowl. And I have a sound bowl right there. I use it for meditation sometimes. And mine is for the heart chakra. Curious. Okay, I'm going to find my favorite. If I had prepared, it would be at the top of the deck. Oh wow, I'm finding lots of favorites. And I have a really cool story about this deck, about how I connected with a certain goddess. Or she's not a goddess, she's a bodhisattva. There it is. Okay. My top 3 cards from this deck, from my favorite deck. Authentic. I pulled this card a long time ago when I was deciding what my final film in film school would be about. And I was really struggling with being true to myself. So it's nice. Nice reminder to just be authentic. Don't hide parts of me, like the fact that I like oracle cards. I think this looks like the chakras. So getting in alignment with the whole self. This is another favorite. Manifest. It's just so pretty. Look at all those colors. I love it. And then the last one. This is my favorite. Magic. It's just like my inner child, when she sees the word magic, she's just like, oh, it's real. I knew it was real. Yes, I believe in magic. And oh wow, I keep saying I'm going to share all these stories, but I have a story about, I found my old journal from when I was the year 2000. I was, I think, in middle school, just starting middle school or junior high. And just, I wrote about magic and it was so cute. Okay, so that was my top 5 oracles. This was the Soul Space Oracle. And I only got some of those last year, but I did my favorites that I worked with. So I got this one not last year. I got it before last year, but it's a favorite. I also edged this, but it's coming off. I am not a pro edger. Oh well. 5 most used decks between 2010 and 2019. Well, this one is more recent than 2010, but definitely my most used deck, the Soul Space Oracle. I love it so much. It's so pretty. Most used, probably this one, the Morgan Greer, because besides the Rider Waite, which I don't have anymore, this is the one I've had the longest. So Morgan Greer Tarot. I'll show you some of them. The Fool. I really like the Fool card, like in all decks. Just diving into something new, beginner mindset. I love it. This one is confusing. The 9 of Swords. It's usually you see someone up at night in bed with anxiety, but this also looks pretty anxiety inducing, so I wouldn't want to be tied up. Got my hands tied behind my back. Five of Pentacles, my shadow card. That I just dread when a Five of Pentacles shows up. Super triggering, but I need that reminder constantly to shift from scarcity mindset to abundance mindset, because I have a lot of money wounds from growing up. 10 of Wands, bearing the load. 7 Swords. Do one more. Ooh, yes. Good one to end on. 9 of Pentacles. I think everyone wants to pull the 9 of Pentacles card. No one wants the 5 of Pentacles, and everyone wants the 9 of Pentacles in our material world, right? But look at the backs. Aren't they so cute? And it says top 5 most used decks. I'm just going to do this one. What has using the tarot taught you in this last decade? Okay, so that's a loaded question. I really started leaning into my tarot practice in 2018. That's when I started really leaning into it. As like an emotional support and like self-connection. I'd always been doing my journaling before that. And other practices like meditation and yoga. But in 2018, I went to film school, and it was a year-long program. So not a long commitment, just the right amount of commitment for me. And it was like, it's a comedy film school, so it's not really an environment where you're super vulnerable. And I found myself not always showing up as my most authentic self, because I really desperately wanted to fit in. And I'm from Los Angeles, and the film school was in Chicago. And I feel like this, I guess it fits in the category of like New Age. I feel like it's more common here in California. And so when I went to Chicago, I felt like I stuck out like a sore thumb. By the end of my time there, though, lots of people were coming on board, because I was like expressing myself authentically, and everyone was like, oh, okay, she's cool with it. She's not weird about it. Or you sense when people are insecure about themselves. And I was pretty insecure, feeling different about this aspect of my life. And I never thought it was a big part of my life until I felt different for having it be a part of my life. So the more confidence I found in my practice and sharing it with people around me, the more embracing they were of it also. They just like felt that vibe, that, yeah, like when you're vulnerable and confident about like that what you're sharing is okay, like that you accept yourself fully, it's easier, I think, for other people to fully accept those things. But there were some kind angels in film school who accepted me even when I was struggling to accept myself. Like my really good friend, she was like started embracing tarot and everything towards the end of my time in Chicago. And I was like, wow, she's like always like loving and encouraging me. So it was so nice having someone who's like loving and accepting to connect with. Thanks, Jan, if you're seeing this. But yeah, I really leaned into the tarot practice because I needed to connect with myself and fully understand my motivations behind what I was doing, have the confidence to make my final film. That final film really was about my struggles with moving to Chicago, though totally not, it was like about that, but not directly about that. It's about two former Boy Scout and a former Girl Scout that are in a relationship and learn to work together, which is basically about me and my now fiance. Yeah, and it was a comedy. So I stumbled through my very first 31 days of tarot. I feel really great and really like sweaty. I'm so nervous right now. I'm still nervous even though I've been talking for a long time. But yeah, thanks for tuning in, and I'm going to be posting more videos and sharing more about my spiritual practice, and I'm going to be watching other people's videos. So if anyone does watch my video, comment below if you made a video, because I do want to connect. That's why I'm putting myself out there. Where is it? I'm putting myself out there, wait for it, authentically, because I do want to connect with people. But yeah, thanks for watching.